Ready na ba tayo? Wait. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Isang mapagpalang hapon sa bawat isa narito. Simulan na natin ang ating biyahe para sa leadership webinar. Tara, lead! For our viewers out there, sit back, relax, and let us team together. Tara, G?
Yes, Asher. Tara, G! Tara, G! Alam ko excited na ang lahat para sa ating webinar kung kaya't ating simulan dito sa isang panalangin at susundan ng pambansang awit ng Pilipinas.
Dasal muna natin to.
Yun, roll VTR.
Let us bow our head and put ourselves in the holiness of God the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Dear Almighty and ever-loving God, we glorify and thank Thee your name. You have showered us with so much blessings, and your presence continuously remind us of your faithfulness and guidance. With this, may we humbly ask you to shower our speakers today of your greatest inspiration, so that they may share the most of their knowledge, heart and soul to their respective topics. May we also absorb the invaluable knowledge experiences and put it into practice what we may learn today. We pray that you bless all the committees in charge, that they may be able to fulfill their task responsibly, that the objectives they have set may all be achieved. Your infinite blessing would mean the success of this seminar. May we be a living witnesses of your genuine love, through the enactment of the knowledge acquired through this activity. We ask this in the name of Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior. Amen.
Mga kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas. Kayang magiliw, pero sa silangalan, alam ng puso, sa dilig mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, kuyagan ang mag-ibig, sa manlulupin, di ka masisilig, sa nagatang tulong sa simoy, sa langit ang Atawan mo'y magumpay na nag-iiging Ang inuwi na araw niya kailan ang kaliwag iiging Lumang ang araw na walit pansin na Buhay langit sa mo Ang ibigaya ng barangay ng langit Ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo
Alright.
Okay. Pwede na. Isang magpagpalang hapon sa ating lahat. Ako si Asher Santos na humahalili kay Sir Manu Rivera at ako po ay isang co-founder po ng hnipilipinas po kasama si Ryda Marlan. At ako ang magiging co-host ninyo sa araw na ito.
Alright, thank you, Asher. Ako naman si Christian Gerald Chan at kami ang magiging host for today's webinar. I am an IT professional and a CS graduate working as a programmer.
Yes, thank you, Christian. Yes, but before we start, pasalamatan natin muna ang Philippine Registry of Interpreters for the Deaf sa pag-provide ng mga sign language interpreters para sa ating webinar for today. Pati na rin si Sir Gan Anthony Kabugan ng Sibap po.
Yes. Alright. And thank you din kay I Volunteer Philippines for supporting our webinar dahil silang nag-provide ng ating backstage director, Mr. Marcelo Gotiñas. Siyempre rin ang ating kasama moderator na si Mr. Manolito Rivera Jr., pati na rin sila Ma'am Sofia Sabado, Ma'am Richa Agohayon, Ma'am Danis Degveira, and Ma'am Jonna Garcilazo. So thank you very much.
Okay, yes, Christian. For today's webinar, we will focus sa mga kabataan at leadership. At alam mo ba na marami sa ating mga kabataan ay nahihiyaya mag-express ng mga kanilang talento at mag-lead? Nakakalukot man, ngunit ito yung katotohanan na hindi may paglabas ang ating kanya-kanyang talento.
Tama nga, Asher. Kaya sa mga kabataan natin dyan, huwag nating pagkaitan ng ating sarili natin sa mga bagay na dapat in-enjoy natin. Huwag tayong matakot sumubok dahil laging tandaan ang mga subusubok ang totoong nagtatagumpay.
Tama yan, Christian. Kaya ating pakilala sina Miss Maria Bless Adriano at Miss Christell Nogar, ang ating speaker, para magbahagi ng kanilang karanasan tungo sa katagumpayan. Balita ko pa na pareho advocacy ang dalawang speaker. Tama ba ako?
Tama naman, Asher. Definitely. So let us share this webinar to our friends. Ngayon, our webinar will be viewed on Hands In Inclusion Facebook page. It is currently being live right now. So hello everyone watching! At syempre naman, para sa mga hindi na makapanood ng ating live webinar today, we will upload it on our YouTube channel of HNI Philippines tomorrow.
Okay, bukas po i-upload po sa ating YouTube channel po. At sa mga nakatutok sa ating Facebook Live na yon, pwede tayo mag-comment o magtanong at ating ito babasahin mamaya. Also, don't forget to heart or like, react. Nga pala, di ba ang webinar ito ay isa ring fundraising event for Hands In Inclusion?
O nga pala, Asher. Mamaya sa ating commercial break, abangan natin. Bueno, simulan na natin ang ating webinar.
Slide na po, pwede na po. Okay. And yes, let's start by introducing ang ating BF ko na si Mr. Roylan Maran to share a message for everyone. He is our main founder ng ating bossy ng Hands In Inclusion Pilipinas. Please welcome Mr. Roylan.
Miss Bless Adriano, Miss Christell Nogar, Miss Elisgo, and Mr. Panya Bunsiritum. To all of my co-members of Hands In Inclusion, and also to everyone, good day to all. So it's a pleasure na ngayon ay nagkaroon tayo ng leadership webinar for the first time. Actually, matagal na plano ko to, mga kaibigan, yung tungkol sa leadership webinar. But unfortunately, akala ko nung tuloy last year. But hopefully, ito, ngayon, ngayong taon, natuloy natin. Inimbita ko lahat ng mga manonood ngayon na dapat makinig kayo. Makinig kayo ngayon kung ano yung part ng leadership webinar, mga kaibigan. I am so proud na lahat ay attentive at na-alarma na yon in advance. Sana may matutunan kayo. Sana habang buhay na maging leader kayo, habang buhay rin kayo na maging entrepreneur, lalo na ngayon, itong pandemic na to. Ngayon, nasa pandemic pa tayo, di ba? Kaya nga, nagpapa-webinar pa tayo muna hanggat maaari. So, sit back, relax, and enjoy your listening para sa webinar na to. Marami pong salamat.
Alright. Thank you, Boss Roy Lan. So, for your inspiring opening remarks. Ang mensahe mo ay magandang panimula sa ating webinar sa araw na ito. Diba, Asher?
Yes, tama ka dyan, Christian. Alam ko, super excited na tayo para sa ating webinar. Kaya naman, ipakilala na natin ang ating first speaker, Christian.
Of course, alright. So our first speaker is a graduate of BS Psychology, magna cum laude from Trinity University of Asia. Siya rin ay nakatanggap ng parangal na Excellent Psychology Student of the Year at Full Scholar of Scranton Women's Leadership Center sa South Korea. Wow, these achievements are truly commendable. Siya rin ay nag-volunteer sa Philippine Blind Union and COVID-19 PWD Task Force and Volunteers. And she's currently working as Youth with Disability Leadership Project Assistant in Project Inclusion Network Incorporated. Without further ado, let's welcome Miss Maria Bless Adriano.
Welcome po, Miss Maria Bless Adriano.
The stage is yours.
Hello, good afternoon po sa ating mga host. Very, very lively at salamat po sa wonderful introduction. At syempre, good afternoon din sa lahat ng ating mga attendees, whether through FB Live man or ayan. So, salamat po Hands In Inclusion for inviting me to speak about youth empowerment. Ayan. So, punta po tayo sa objectives for this afternoon. Syempre, una, during our conversation, syempre po, una, I will help you define youth empowerment. Pangalawa is, we will understand the barriers to youth empowerment. Identify characteristics that an empowered youth possesses, and we will learn how to foster or encourage youth empowerment. So, next slide po tayo. Let us define youth empowerment. Oops, sorry. Introduction muna pala tayo, sorry. So, according to the United Nations, the youth comprises 16% of the youth population. Here in the Philippines, 28% of our country's population is composed of youth sector, or those who belongs to the ages 10 to 24. With that number, it's safe to say that indeed the youth is important when it comes to shaping and developing the society we live in. They have the capability to determine the future, not only in our community, but in the nation, but they can also shape the future of the world. So that is according to Child Hope Philippines. Di ba nga po, gas na, pero talagang hanggang ngayon ay pinaniniwalaan pa rin natin na ang kabataan ang pag-asa ng bayan. Kaya sa population na 'to, sa pinapakita sa'tin na number at siyempre as the years goes by, nag-i-increase pa 'yan yung, number ng youth sa ating bansa or even sa buong mundo. So, bilang tinatawag na susunod na generation, tayong mga kabataan ay, dapat talaga na pagkalooban ng pagkakataon or siyempre i-practice yung ating mga rights and responsibilities as youth. So, next slide po tayo. Ito na, totoo na. Let's define youth empowerment. So, sabi dito, youth empowerment is the process of involving the youth in the young population in the decision making of a community as a realization that the youth have a voice that a community should listen to. It also presents an avenue through which they can make their voices heard and recognize the power that they have. So, ang sinasabi dito, no, sa youth empowerment, um, ilan sa mga important elements na kasama dyan is syempre yung belief. Yung belief na ang mga kabataan ay may kakayahan, may angking creativity, talino, na kumbaga, ah, kaya-kaya nilang i-share sa mga tao, sa community kung saan sila nakasama. And, siyempre hindi lang dapat yon nagtatapos sa paniniwala na meron silang kakayahan. Dapat andun din yung suporta or yung opportunity na ibinibigay sa kanila para kung ano man yung kanilang kakayahan, kung ano man yung, goals or, mga dreams na gusto nilang i-achieve not just for themselves but even for the community, sobrang importante na binibigyan natin sila ng avenue or pamamaraan kung papaano nila yon i-execute. So, next slide po tayo. Ayan. So, dito po sa mga susunod na slides ay, we will tackle about the barriers of youth empowerment. Una na dyan is ageism. So, ageism refers to the stereotypes, how we think, prejudice, how we feel, and discrimination, how we act towards others or oneself based on age. So, actually, sinasabi lang dito kasi, 'di ba tayo, yung population puwede kasi yang mahati sa either yung mga older people or tayong mga kabataan or yung talagang mga mas bata pa sa'ting mas mga, younger ages pa sa'tin. So, ang sinasabi lang ng ageism, parang kumbaga ito yung mga maling, mga misconceptions gano'n or yun nga mga stereotypes, prejudices na kumbaga nai-a-associate natin sa, particular age group. So, ngayon focus muna tayo dun sa mga kabataan pero, clarify ko lang po, na hindi lang ito, na-e-experience ng mga kabataan. Even yung mga, older people ay na-experience din nila 'to. Pero for now, ayun nga, sa ating mga kabataan, paano ba 'to nangyayari? So, siyempre bilang mga kabataan, madalas hindi natatanong yung ating opinyon o kaya naman ay, madalas hindi nako-consider yung offer na yung tulong na ino-offer natin kasi nga, nandun yung kaisipan na, "Naku, bata pa 'yan, baka hindi effective pa yung kaniyang, mga suggestions or kulang pa siya sa experience kaya, um, baka hindi pa hindi pa natin puwedeng gamitin yung kaniyang mga suggestions na binibigay." So, sa gano'ng paraan do'n natin nararanasan yung ageism. Ah, Next slide po tayo. Gender stereotypes. So sabi dito, girls are vulnerable and boys are strong. So ang tawag dito sa kaisipan na 'to ay hegemonic myth. The perception that men are the dominant sex, strong and independent, while women need to be protected. This idea starts in early childhood, reinforced by schools, parents, and media. Interviews with children and their guardians revealed that the onset of puberty increased reinforcement to pressure to to conform to hegemonic sex types, identities, and roles. So, paano ba 'to nakakaapekto sa ating mga kabataan? Ah, Ayun siyempre sa mga kalalakihan or sa mga masculine na tinatawag, they are always expected to be strong, um, parang 'di ba nung mga bata pa tayo 'no, nasanay tayo dun sa sinasabi nila ng mga tao sa paligid natin na, "Oh, 'di ba big boy ka na, ba't ka umiiyak?" 'Di ba? Parang may gano'ng thinking tayo. So, parang ang nangyayari sa mga masculine or sa mga, boys, parang they are always expected na maging matatag, na kumbaga hindi nava-validate kung may mga pagkakataon man na kailangan nilang maging vulnerable, kung kailangan nilang magpakita ng tunay na emotion. And siyempre sa isang tao kapagka napipigilan yung emotion mo dahil sa um, dahil sa mga tao sa paligid mo, sobrang uncomfortable yun nun at sobrang stressful nun. And syempre, dahil nga doon, ang nagiging resulta nun is natatakot kang magsalita, natatakot ka na to really express yourself kasi nga, ayun na yung kaisipan na laging ine-expect nila sa'yo. And even sa mga girls na um, sa mga girls naman, ayun nga, dahil tinitignan na mahina or laging vulnerable, most of the time, hindi nabibigyan ng responsibility kasi, ayun, iniisip na baka hindi kayanin, lalo na pagdating sa pamumuno or sa pag-organize ng mga groups and organizations. So, sa ganyang paraan, natin na-experience yung barrier pagdating related to gender. Next slide po. Poverty. So sabi dito, poverty isn't a learning disability. But when we ignore the needs of poor children, poverty can become disabling, according to Pedro Negera. So, experience natin yan siguro, isa sa mga pinaka-recent example niyan is during the pandemic kung saan ay nag-transition tayo from face-to-face to online classes. So, syempre, hindi lahat ng mga bata or mga kabataan ay may gadgets na pwede nilang gamitin sa online class. And wala rin naman silang enough na finances to spend and buy their own gadgets. So, dahil doon, ah siyempre nandun yung kakayahan nila na matuto. Kaya lang dahil nga dun sa kakulangan ng mga materials, ng gadgets, yun yung naging disabling force sa kanila para makapag-aral ng maayos. And buti na nga lang ngayon at unti-unti na or as far as I know, most of the areas in our country ay completely face-to-face na yung um, pag-aaral ulit, no? So, nakakapag-school na ulit yung iba. Pero siyempre dun sa mga remote areas pa lang na even before the pandemic, hindi na talaga sila nakakapasok regularly sa school dahil sa iba't ibang kadahilanan, poverty can really be disabling. Next slide po tayo. So, support system. So, dito pumapasok yung iba't ibang klase ng relationship na nabubuo natin sa society. So, kamusta ba yung ating family, yung ating peers, or ito yung mga within our age groups? Kamusta ba yung ating mga teachers or mentors? Dito pagdating sa teachers or mentors, syempre kasi lalo na sa mga kabataan 'no, na kapagka nag-start na tayong mag-aral, malaking porsiyento ng oras natin yung nagugugol natin sa sa school. So, teachers can or mentors can really break us or make us and kapagka halimbawa yung naging school environment natin is hindi gano'n ka-favorable para sa atin, um, ayun nagiging, barrier siya to empowerment. And siyempre yun sa ating government, bilang, yung government talaga natin yung pinakaunang, nagda-draft ng mga policies, ng mga laws at siyempre sila din yung, responsible para i-implement ito. Siyempre kapagka yung mga policies, kumbaga sa paggawa pa lang niya ay hindi na na-consider yung mga kabataan or kung papaano ba tayo magte-take part sa bagay na ito, um, very disabling siya or a barrier talaga siya sa youth empowerment. So next slide po tayo. Sabi dito, you cannot control what happens to you, but you can control your attitude toward what happens to you. And in that, you will be mastering change than allowing it to master you, according to Brian Tracy. So, yung mga barriers na nabanggit ko kanina, kung mapapansin natin, since ito ay kadalasan nagmumula sa mga external things like, ayun nga, sa society, sa mga bagay na nangyari sa paligid natin, most of the time hindi natin 'to kontrolado. Mahirap siyang kontrolin. So, um, pero sinasabi dito ni Brian Tracy na, uh, kumbaga, you cannot control the things around you, but you can always control how you react to things, 'di ba? So, ang, empowerment talaga, ang youth empowerment talaga ay nagsisimula sa atin 'yan. Yung desire, yung, yung pagnanais na mag-contribute ng change sa ating paligid, sa atin talaga manggagaling 'yan. So, kahit pa feeling natin the world is against us, sinasabing, "You and me against the world," parang ganun. Pero, dito pinapaalala sa atin ni Brian Tracy na meron tayong power and yung power na yon is, nakasalalay sa ating attitude, sa ating, pagpili, sa ating mga choices. So, sige po, move forward tayo. So, eto, characteristics of an empowered youth. So, ito po ay, kumbaga gumawa ako ng acronym sa word na empowered. And ito yung mga characteristics na sa palagay ko based on experience, tsaka based din sa mga role models na nakakasalamuha ko palagi. Ito yung mga napansin kong character sa kanila. So, sabay-sabay nating i-check alin ba dito yung mga characters na meron ka na bilang kabataan and tignan din natin kung ano pa ba yung mga characters na dapat nating i-develop. So, syempre, una dyan is an empowered youth is eager. You are eager to do something. So, I'm a follower of Teacher Laika. And naalala ko sa isang vlog niya, sinabi niya na kung minsan kailangan natin ng tigas ng ulo. So, 'di ba tayo mga kabataan, parang madalas tayong sinasabi na, "Ang tigas naman ng ulo mo." Kasi bakit ba? Kasi, um, meron tayong isang goal na fino-focus na gusto nating ma-achieve. And, dahil do'n parang kung minsan kahit gaano pa karami yung mga tao na nagsasabi sa atin na hindi mo kaya 'yan, pero if you are an empowered youth, nandun yung eagerness mo na i-push pa rin yon. And of course, kumbaga, yung tigas ng ulo na sinasabi ko na yon ay, gamitin natin in a positive way na kahit ang daming, parang feeling natin barriers dun sa goal natin or gusto nating i-contribute sa ating mga communities, ay talagang mag-focus lang tayo dun sa gusto nating gawin. And siyempre, i-make sure natin na that will, cause a positive change. Pangalawa is motivated. So, bilang isang empowered youth, sobrang importante na meron kang motivation. And um, personally sobrang importante na yung motivation na yun ay, something that is constant. For example ako, kasi, yun nga recently lang ako natanggap sa trabaho ko and, isa sa mga naitanong sa akin nun is parang what keeps me motivated to do good or to be best on the things that I'm doing. Kasi ayun nga, um, I'm privileged to graduate with Latin honors and, yun nga scholar ako nung nag-aaral pa ako. So, para kasi sa'kin, yung pagkakaroon ng Latin honors ay, bonus na lang siya. Pero kumbaga ang pinaka-core talaga nun is yung motivation ko na makatulong sa family ko. So, siyempre hangga't hindi pa ako nakakatapos ng pag-aaral, yun yung patuloy kong motivation at yun na nga yung nakatulong sa'kin na ayun, aral ako with full scholarship. And kumbaga, yun yung isa sa mga example ng constant motivation na pwede nating gamitin na kumbaga, hindi siya basta-basta nababago ng emotion or mga sudden changes sa paligid natin. Kasi siyempre, di ba, family or yung mga relationships ay isa yun sa mga constant na mga bagay na kumbaga hindi siya basta-basta nagbabago. So, yun, sobrang importante na makahanap tayo ng constant motivation. Pangatlo is persevering. So, according sa dictionary, persevering is defined as continuing in a course of action despite difficulty or delay in achieving success. Um, Kasi especially, sa mga youth advocates, whether sa environment or katulad ko sa disability, dadating kasi talaga yung mga pagkakataon na parang ang tagal bago mangyari yung mga change na gusto nating mangyari. So, bilang isang empowered youth, sobrang importante na meron tayong perseverance na kahit pa, um, along the way, eh, hindi nagiging smooth yung journey natin patungo dun sa change na gusto nating ma-achieve, eh, kailangan pa rin nating bumalik doon sa motivation natin, dun sa mga dahilan natin kung bakit natin ginagawa yung mga bagay. Next is open-minded. Open-minded pagdating sa pagkatuto, sa learnings. Kasi learning is really part of our everyday life. And syempre, kailangan din natin maging open-minded pagdating sa mga criticism. Sa mga nariring natin sa paligid natin, dapat marunong tayong mag-balance kung um, eto ba ay makakatulong sa akin. Baka naman ah, etong character talaga na ito na napapansin nila sa akin ay dapat kong baguhin. So, we have to be open-minded na may mga bagay sa sarili natin na kailangan nating, yung iba baguhin, yung iba alisin, iwasan. So, we have to be open-minded. Next, woke. So, according kay Google, ang woke ay ito yung mga tao or individuals na socially aware. So, bilang isang, empowered youth, dapat meron tayong pakikialam pakikialam sa ating society, sa mga nangyayari sa ating paligid. In-emphasize ko yung pakikialam kasi kumbaga hindi lang tayo basta nagko-comment lang sa social media or nang babash lang ng kung sino-sino. Sobrang importante na nakikialam tayo dun sa issue, hindi lang basta mag-comment, kundi maghahanap tayo ng way kung paano ba tayo makakatulong kahit sa mga simpleng paraan lang na kaya nating gawin. Hindi naman kapag kasi ang change kasi hindi naman 'yan parang talagang overnight lang na nangyayari or lalo na yung mga national issues na meron tayo or even sa mga communities nga natin hindi pa rin talaga 'yan mangyayari ng overnight eh. Pero we have to be woke, we have to be socially aware kasi gusto kasi natin 'di ba na bilang mga kabataan gusto nating ma-consider sa society eh. So dapat to be able to be considered in our society, dapat knowledgeable tayo dun sa mga nangyayari sa ating paligid. Para kapag hiningan tayo ng opinion, meron tayong maibibigay na recommendations na something na data, kumbaga galing sa mga reliable sources or sa mga data. Ayun. So next, we have to be equipped. So, syempre, ayun nga, sabi ko kanina, learning is part of our everyday life. So, dito sa equip na to, um, tignan natin yung mga skills development or free trainings na ino-offer sa atin. Kasi, sobrang importante na, lalo na kung free naman yung mga training na yon, ang dami, 'di ba, sa mga webinars, ganun. So, ngayon naman pwede naman na yung face to face. So, halimbawa sa mga communities natin, sa mga networks natin, nag-o-offer sila ng mga training. So, i-grab lang natin yun ng i-grab. Um, kasi yung ano, halimbawa yung sa education natin, sa yung bachelor's degree halimbawa, syempre importante yon. Pero sa ngayon kasi sa ating 21st century, hindi na lang enough na tayo ay educated within the four corners of our classrooms. Sobrang importante din na we are also streetwise. Sobrang importante din na may iba pang mga skills tayo na mai-offer, lalo na pagdating natin sa trabaho. Ako, nare-realize ko yun ngayon na sobrang importante na hindi ka lang, hindi mo lang na-master kung ano man yung course na kinuha mo, kung hindi, it is very important that you are well-rounded and resourceful. Um, sobrang importante ng creativity, sobrang importante na you learn how to maximize kung ano muna yung meron dyan sa paligid mo, kung sino yung mga tao or connections na meron ka. Next, empathic. So, empathy, yung kakayahan mo na to put yourself in other shoes. Kasi kapag ka hindi ka marunong mag-empathize, mahirap na tumulong sa iba kung hindi mo talaga alam kung ano yung naranasan nila. Parang ang mangyayari kasi diyan, magbibigay ka lang ng band-aid solution, pero kumbaga yung magiging effect nito is magiging short term lang kasi syempre hindi mo exactly na ibigay sa kanila yung tulong na kailangan nila. For example, kung ikaw ay nagvo-volunteer, outreach, ayan. Next is decision maker. So, sa isang kabataan, lalo na kung ikaw ay isang leader, sobrang importante ng decision making. Kailangan yung pagdedesisyon ay hindi lang driven by emotion, hindi lang driven by um, yung mga superficial or yung mga mabababaw na dahilan. Dapat lagi nating tinitignan, binabalance kung sino ba yung maapektuhan ng desisyon na gagawin natin. And syempre, lalo-lalo na yung mga desisyon na gagawin natin para sa sarili natin, di ba? So, next slide po tayo. So, dito naman po sa mga susunod na slides ay didiscuss naman natin yung about sa types of empowerment. So, youth empowerment examines six interdependent dimensions. So, first is psychological empowerment. Psychological empowerment enhances individuals' consciousness, belief, and self-efficacy, awareness and knowledge of problems and solutions, and how individuals can address problems that can harm their quality of life. So, sa psychological empowerment, it is simply how we validate our psychological capabilities and needs. So, syempre kasi sa empowerment, mas maganda na different dimensions yung ating ma-empower para alam mo yun, yung complete package ka talaga kapag sumasaba ka sa iba't ibang mga advocacy um, activities or even mga advocacy issues na kailangang i-address. Pangalawa is community empowerment, focuses focuses on enhancing the community through leadership development, improving communication, and creating a network of support to mobilize the community to address concerns. So, ito yung pakikipag-ugnayan or pag-build nga ng network. So, bilang isang empowered youth, importante that you know how to build relationship kasi mahirap naman gawin yung isang bagay na ikaw lang mag-isa. Pangatlo, organizational empowerment aims to create a base of resources for the community, including voluntary organizations, unions, and associations that aims to protect, promote, and advocate for the powerless. Ayan. Next slide po. Dun po tayo sa number 4, economic empowerment. So, dito nakapasok yung entrepreneurship, yung pagiging yung employability ng mga kabataan kasi siyempre sabi nga 'di ba, um, instead of giving them fish, teach them how to fish. So, kumbaga um, sa pamamaraan na yun, the youth become economically sustainable na kumbaga kaya nilang kumita or be financially stable para sa sarili nila. Number 4 is ay sorry, number 5 is social social empowerment. Teaches youth about social inclusion and literacy as well as helping kids to find the resources to be proactive in their communities. And pang-anim is cultural empowerment. So, this is more on maintaining the tradition and culture kasi nga mabilis umusad ang generation. So, dapat yung mga tradition and culture hindi pa rin natin napapabayaan. Next slide po tayo. How can we foster youth empowerment? Youth empowerment is characterized by efforts that help them be involved whether in education, community programs, and support services. We can also show youth empowerment by enhancing and strengthening their capabilities and roles in the youth sector. There is innate power in them that makes them capable of making this world a better place And through youth empowerment, sorry, we recognize this this power and strengthen it more. Ayun. So, next slide po tayo. So, ito po sa part naman na 'to ay, more on call for, the people around us na nakapaligid sa ating mga kabataan. First is, knowledge development. So, education and knowledge to help self and others, providing the knowledge and skills they need to avoid risk or problem behaviors. Developing positive coping skills and problem solving skills. Provide a safe environment to learn and practice life skills. Ayan. Um, so sa knowledge development, dito nakapaloob siyempre yung pagkakaroon ng rights to education at siyempre yung iba pa ring mga opportunities. At siyempre hindi lang naman intellectual knowledge yung dapat meron ng isang empowered youth. Siyempre nandiyan din yung iba't iba pang pamamaraan that can help them to maintain their well-being. Katulad yung sabi dito is yung pagtulong din sa kapwa, yung mga risk or problem behaviors. So, kasama yon sa dapat po naming matutunan bilang mga kabataan. Next po is personal development trainings and programs. So, sabi dito, ito yung nabanggit ko kanina sa first bullet, yan yung nabanggit ko kanina na hindi lang enough na meron tayong yung yung mga knowledge na galing sa reference books. So sobrang importante na i-develop din natin or magkaroon din po kami ng pagkakataon na magkaroon ng mga iba't ibang klase ng community or online trainings. Ito yung magiging positive impact nito. Sa second bullet, sabi dito, increase awareness of personal strengths and potential. So, malaking bagay po yun kasi siyempre, um, nakakatuwa na, uy, kaya ko palang gawin itong bagay na to sa pamamagitan ng training na yon. So, kami, papanatilihin namin yung desire na patuloy na sumubok. And then, sa iba't ibang klase ng mga training, doon namin madidiscover na, ayun pala, kaya ko palang gawin itong bagay na ito. Work experience and life skills. So, syempre, kapag mas marami kang skills na alam, mas maraming opportunity or mas maraming job opportunities yung pwedeng dumating sa'yo. Next slide po is coaching. Ayan, guide and assist the youth on a more personal level. Kasi siyempre, nandun po kasi kami sa stage na kung saan ano pa lang nagdi-discover pa lang kami ng iba't ibang mga bagay. So, malaking bagay kung merong mga tao na magsusupport sa amin at magga-guide sa amin along the way. So, aside dun sa mga teachers or mentors, mga leaders na mas nakatatanda or mas experienced na, malaking bagay din yung pakikisalamuha sa iba pang mga kabataan na katulad namin na maaari din naming maging mga role model kahit pa sabihin natin na ka-age lang namin sila or baka nga mas bata pa sila sa amin. So, maganda din yung mga programs na kung saan nagkakaroon ng mga peer support. Ayan. And next slide po tayo. How can we foster youth empowerment? Civic involvement. So, dito sa socio-civic involvement is ito na yung pagbibigay ng mga task and responsibility sa amin. Kasi dito kumbaga yung mga natutunan namin sa knowledge development, sa personal trainings at sa coaching, dito na yung application. And 'di ba nga po sabi natin na experience is the best teacher. So dun sa experience na yon kapag nasubukan namin na i-apply yung aming mga natutunan ay do'n na po pumapasok yung, application at do'n namin mas makikita kung meron pa ba kaming dapat i-develop, kung meron ba talaga kaming natutunan at, um, do'n do'n iba rin kasi talaga yung iba pang mga bagay na natututunan kapagka nasa field ka na talaga. So, sobrang importante na, may pagkakataon para ayun, ma-practice namin sa mismong mga communities. So, hopefully po ayun sa mga barangays, gano'n, communities. Ayun, so, um, ito po malapit na po tayo matapos, sa part ko. So, gusto ko lang i-share kung papaano ba namin pina-practice yung youth empowerment. Ako bilang isang youth with disability advocate at advocate din para sa mga youth with disability. Gusto ko lang i-share kung papaano namin 'to pina-practice sa project inclusion sa position na meron ako ngayon. So, um, diyan po nakikita natin is yung, Kasali Kami, which is, it is a program, in partnership with Project Inclusion, Kasali Network, um, ISILI and US Embassy. So, sa pamamagitan po nito naniniwala kasi ang Project Inclusion at yung Kasali Network na, ayun nga, pag yung pagbibigay ng opportunity sa mga kabataang may kapansanan katulad ko. So, mabilis na promotion lang po dun sa next picture. Sa ngayon po para sa ating mga kabataang may kapansanan, meron po kaming, isinasagawang, call for application para sa ating mga youth with disability ages 18 to 30 years old na gustong ma-develop yung kanilang leadership skills at gusto pang mas ma-empowered. um, magkakaroon po tayo ng training. So, kung gusto nyo pong malaman yung iba pang mga impormasyon about dyan, bisita lang po yung ating FB page, yung Project Inclusion Network, and yung Kasali or Kabataang Sama-samang Lumalaban para sa Inklusyon. So, ito po yung sinasabi namin na uh, paniniwala sa kakayahan ng mga kabataan, may kapansanan ka man o wala, and yung pagbibigay ng opportunity to equip and develop yung mga skills na meron na sila at mga panibagong skills na pwede pa nilang matutunan. So, ayun po, maraming maraming salamat po sa pakikinig.
Alright, alright.
Wow, thank you sa iyo, Miss Bless, sa inyong message. Nakakataban naman ng puso sa kabila ng maraming pagsubo, ang perseverances at pagiging positibo talaga na ang nagdala sa atin sa success. Di ba? Di ba, Christian?
Yes po, I agree, Asher. Ang dami kong natutunan, lalo na mula pa sa pananaw at experience mismo, di ba? Imagine, nakapagtapos si Miss Bless ng magna cum laude sa isang prestigious na university, di ba? Kaya sa atin na nakatutok sa ating FB Live, magbigay naman kayo ng heart or like.
Tama po kayo, Christian, at sa mga nanonood sa atin sa Facebook Live. Kung meron po kayo mga katanungan, ay maaari po kayo i-type sa ating tweet. Ngayon mismo, for Miss Bless po, lahat po na iyong katanungan at ay bigay na atin sa speaker ngayon po mismo.
Alright, let's see. Shout out to Roy FM watching from Pasay City kahit may emergency lead, #TaraLead. Also for me watching from QC, anything else pa? Let's check the feed. Let's go. Vincent, hello Vincent, this is it. Good day, Miss Joanna. Alright. Asher would like to read some from our esteemed watchers as well.
Okay. Baba na po natin to. Okay. Hello po, watching from Manila High School, from Nina King Habi Lonar. Lalo na kay Charmy Santos po. Marcus Banabo po. Watching from Commonwealth High School, from Eunice Sabio at Theo Kalumpad po.
Oh, diba?
From Edsel Pangi po, watching from Manila High School din po. To Jessa Cabrado po. Ganyan din po, Manila High School. Uy, po, taga Manila High School po ang nakikinig. Nanonood sa atin. Thank you very much po sa inyo lahat po.
And now we have our questions for Miss Bless. So from Roy FM, are bad habits considered barriers to youth empowerment and why? Ano pa ba?
Yes po, okay lang.
Yeah. Yes, let's show Miss Bless ulit so that she can share her answer.
Ayan. Okay lang po, pakibasa po ulit yung question. Sorry.
Yung bad habits muna. Wait, ako na po magpabasa.
Yun,
our bad habits are considered barriers to youth empowerment and why?
Yes, bad habits. Oo naman. Kasi, syempre, for example, yung mga bagay or yung oras, pera na ginagamit sana natin sa mga mas makakabuluhang bagay, hindi natin naiiwasan na magamit it. For example, yung binge watching, halimbawa na lang binge watching or ito yung panonood or pag Google ng oras, na mahabang oras sa panonood ng mga iba't ibang videos sa social media, ganon. So, halimbawa, kung ito, yung mga pinapanood natin na video ay hindi naman something na, halimbawa, nakikimarites lang tayo sa mga iba't ibang mga bagay sa social media. Kumbaga, pwede naman natin sanang piliin yung mga videos na pwede nating mapanood. So, di ba sayang yung oras na imbis na natututo tayo, nade-develop yung learnings natin, nadadagdagan yung skills natin, naubos lang yung oras natin sa mga ibang mga bagay or kung minsan, di ba, lalo na kapag ito ay something na nakakaasar or something na nakaka-disturb ng emotion natin. So, di ba, na-stress pa tayo. Imbis, kung ma-change natin yung bad habits na yon into something that is more productive at something na talagang may positive impact para sa atin at sa mga tao sa paligid natin. So, mas maganda syempre, di ba?
Alright.
Ayan, thank you po.
Sige. Alright. Since you read yung kay Roy, ako naman ang magbabasa sa yung question. Asher, yung question niyo po ulit.
Yung sa akin pala, okay. Mm-hmm. Open the question, please. Okay.
Please
How the characteristic of an empowered youth affects to the PWD sector?
Sorry po.
How the characteristics of an empowered youth affects to the PWD sector?
Oh yeah, also, sorry Bless, would you like to open the camera po so that people can
sorry.
see?
Okay.
It's okay. Backstage, please assist po. Yan!
Ayan, okay. So, tama po ba? Ang question is, how does the characteristics of an empowered youth affects the PWD sector? Tama po ba?
Yes, it is.
Okay,
yes.
Thank you. Syempre po, actually, itong mga characteristics naman na shinare ko is, hindi lang naman din siya limited for PWD or hindi din naman siya limited for youth without disability. So kumbaga for general naman siya. And pero para sa akin, no, lalo na sa mga youth with disability, kasi we are considered to experience more marginalization, more challenges, more discrimination in comparison daw. This is according to studies. In comparison with the youth without disability. So, um, bilang mga youth with disability na nasa ganong status, para sa akin, mas tayo yung higit na dapat maging eager, maging motivated, maging persevering, at yung iba pang mga characters na nabanggit ko kanina. Kasi, since, bukod dun sa mga barriers na nabanggit ko kanina, marami pa tayong mga barriers na na-experience. So, dapat, tawag dito, dapat natin mas i-develop yung ating mga characters kasi talagang tayo lang din yung makakatulong sa sarili natin. Sabi ko nga kanina doon sa statement ni Brian Tracy, no, hindi kasi natin pwedeng kontrolin yung mga bagay na nangyayari sa paligid natin. But we can always control how our attitude, our behavior, how we are doing towards those things. So, ayun lang para sa ating mga youth with disability, patuloy lang sa pag-empower ng ating mga sarili.
Okay. Next, are there any more questions? Are there any more from the feed? May we see?
Okay. Ako na po sa dalawang questions po. Ako na po. Yung unahin mo na yung isa. Ako na po. From Billy said Makuse po. Po watching from Imus Cavite po. Paki-show up yung question from
Yes,
Billy
please.
said. Okay. Paki-show up po. Ay, yung Bisad muna. Kay Billy
Yeah.
muna. Yung kay Billy muna. Okay. That is not true. Women have almost outsmarted me since I can remember.
Sorry po, isa pa po. Pasensya na po. Okay
No,
lang po.
Billy. Hi, Billy. Yes po. Sabi daw ni Billy, that is not true. Women have almost always outsmarted me since I can remember.
I parang for me sa akin ang parang it can be a compliment or it can be parang ano din pero kasi po sa atin naman no sa for example sa psychology meron naman kasi tayong tinatawag na multiple intelligences. So sa multiple intelligences po siguro maaring yung girl na na-encounter nyo for example sabi natin magaling siya sa math. Baka naman ikaw, Sir Billy, magaling ka naman pala sa science or sa arts, di ba? So, kumbaga, may iba't ibang intelligences po kasi tayo and hindi lang porket magaling siya sa isang bagay is you are lesser as a person na. So, I believe meron ka ding something within you, something unique in you na kailangan mo lang ma-discover, kailangan mo lang mapansin. And then, ayun, kapag ka natutunan mo siyang pansinin, kapag ka natutunan mo siyang i-develop, ayun, isang paraan pa rin yun ng pagiging empowered youth. Yun po, salamat po.
Okay, I'll read this next one because this is my question po. May you please show the question ulit? The next one. Next one. The one after Billy's. Yun, is there such a thing as quote-unquote over-empowered youth?
Sa palagay ko po, wala naman. Para sa akin lang maaaring wala namang over-empowered youth. Siguro po, dumadating lang yung time na merong mga kabataan na siguro, kasi di ba po ang definition natin kanina ng youth empowerment ay yung pagbibigay ng opportunities towards positive change. Siguro po kasi di ba minsan may mga kabataan tayong nakikita na they are doing something that is parang out of control na or that is harming other people na. So, siguro hindi natin sila masasabing overpowered or over-empowered Actually, ito yung mga tao na kailangan or kulang pa sa empowerment. Kasi kumbaga, yung mga skills nila, yung different intelligences nila, hindi pa nila kayang i-divert into something positive. So, masasabi ko, ito pa yung mga kabataan na siguro kailangan pang mas i-reach out as much as at mas empowered pa kasi 'di ba kasama dun sa elements ng or how we foster empowerment is dapat they are have socio-civic involvement. Kasi dun sa pamamagitan nun, nagiging socially aware sila sa mga problema sa paligid nila, sa communities nila. And ayun, so ayun, sa palagi ko po, walang over-empowerment.
Okay. Thank you.
Opo.
Do we still have more questions pa ba for Miss Bless?
Ako na po sa last question na po. Last question na tayo
okay.
before we proceed sa next speaker. Okay. From Timothy Jump, from my hello you ating kanina po, how leadership can change us human being into a better person?
Ayun, so how leadership can change us into a better person. Kasi ang pagiging leader kasi is hindi lang naman siya yung ikaw lang yung nagtuturo sa mga tao, ito gawin mo to, ito gawin mo yan. Sa pagiging leader kasi, 'di ba sabi nga natin, in order for you to be a good leader, you have to be a good follower. So, sa sense kasi na yon, alam mo kasi yung nararamdaman or nararanasan ng isang follower. So, alam mo din kung sa papaanong paraan mo sila may impluwensyahan na gumawa ng isang something positive or something productive na kumbaga hindi ka talaga directly na nagko-command. So, paano mo naman magagawa yon na hindi na nagagawa mo, kumbaga napapasunod mo sila nang hindi mo kinakailangan mag-utos. So, syempre, magagawa mo yon sa pamamagitan ng pagiging isang role model, sorry, sa pagiging isang role model or example sa kanila. So, pagka nakita nila, oh, ganito yung kanyang habits, ganito yung kanyang routine, ganito yung nagiging positive effect nun sa kanya. So, baka effective din yun or maganda rin yun na gawin ko. Or, halimbawa, yung inspiration. Kasi pagka sinabi natin inspiration, you inspire or you motivate, you push other people to do something good or better for others. Or, ayun. So, sa pagiging isang leader, you have to be inspirational. Inspirational in the sense na sa pamamagitan lang ng mga kilos mo or mga example mo, hindi mo na kailangan pang i-verbalize na yung impluwensya na idinudulot mo dun sa ibang mga tao. So, yun po. I hope I answered your question.
Okay po,
Yun.
thank you po. Thank you for sharing, Miss Ma'am Bless. Wala lang yun lang po. Yun lang yung tanong natin.
Thank you.
Okay.
So, thank you po, Miss Bless. At kung na-inspired kayo sa story ni Miss Bless, I'm sure for our next speaker, you will not waste your time. Kaya without further ado, let's proceed to our second speaker.
Okay.
Yun.
Okay, she is currently working as a marketing manager at Skin Station. Also, she finished Masters in Business Administration at Philippine Christian University. She is the current Vice President for Individual Development at Junior Chamber International, Perlas Pasay, and a member of a Toastmasters Internationals. She's also an advocate for personal growth. Please let's welcome Miss Christell Nogar. Palapakan natin kay Miss Christell Nogar.
Okay, hello, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much to our host for today, Christian and Asher. So far we're doing a good job. And of course, I'd like to greet our viewers sa ating Facebook page as we are streaming live now in Hands In Inclusion Pilipinas Facebook page. Magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat at nakakita ako meron tayong mga viewers from Manila High School, Commonwealth High School, and from different parts of the Philippines. Magandang hapon po. At of course, gusto ko rin i-acknowledge ang ating mga sign language interpreters na tumutulong sa atin ngayong araw para iparating ang ating mga pinag-uusapan or ang ating mga mensahe sa ating mga deaf or hard of hearing viewers as well. Okay? So, to start with, just to set an expectation po sa ating lahat para dito sa ating talk for today. So, this will be a 30-minute talk. So, yung mga topics na i-discuss natin, we will identify what is leadership, the leadership styles, and the imperatives of leadership. Can you go back please to this? Ayan. Okay. And then the talk will be in English and Filipino language. And of course, our sign language interpreter here. Okay, so today I'll be discussing to you the very basics of leadership, or I call it Leadership 101. Okay, so I know all of us are very excited na. Can you, para dun sa ating mga viewers on our Facebook page, can you give me a thumbs up comment if you're ready to start with our training or with our talk for today? Okay, sige. Okay, so before we start, I have a quick question for everyone here. So in your opinion, in one word, so one word lang, what is leadership? Okay, so you can comment in our Facebook Live and I'll be reading your answers. Okay, in one word, what is leadership for you? So sige, I can start. In one word, I can think of leadership as mentorship. Okay, I saw Christian here. Sabi niya, guidance. Yes, guidance. What else? Meron pa ba? Okay. Sige. Okay, thank you so much, Christian, for that input. So, let's proceed na in identifying what is leadership. Can you, next slide, please. Okay, so leadership, let me read that for you. So, it's a set of skills, processes, behaviors, and capabilities that a person needs to motivate and direct others. Okay, so it's a skills and other processes na kailangan ng isang tao ng isang leader para ma-motivate niya yung ibang tao. Okay? Pero I have other definition of leadership. I just added one word. Okay? Meron tayong idadagdag na isang word in order to deepen the discussion for today. Okay? So, next slide please. So, I'd like to add effective in leadership. So, it will be effective leadership. So, ano naman yung effective leadership? Ano yung difference niya from the identification ng leadership kanina? Okay, next slide please. So, yung effective leadership, very short lang yung definition niya compared to leadership. It's a one phrase lang. So, effective leadership is the ability to help people grow in their own abilities. So, if you notice the differences between leadership definition kanina and then the effective leadership, ngayon, yung leadership kanina is about the leader. Okay? It's about the skills, the behaviors of the leader. Pero for the effective leadership, it's about helping others grow in their own abilities. And that's what I wanted to discuss for today. Okay? Okay, so also in effective leadership, it's because successful leaders are those who drives others to achieve their own success. Okay, para sa ating mga viewers, ineffective in being a leader, it's not just about you. It's no longer about you anymore. Okay? Wala na siyang I. It's not about I did this project, I successfully managed to finish this project, I achieved this goal. It's no longer about I. Can anyone from the comment section in our Facebook Live know if ano yung isang word na i-replace natin sa I? Okay, sige. Sige, so if I know you're still thinking about it, it's a very difficult topic, but in to replace the I, kasi it's no longer about you, it's no longer about the leader itself, it's about we. Okay? So, ibig sabihin ng we, in everything that we accomplish, we say we did this. Okay? We accomplished this project because we work as a team. And that's how leaders should think of. It's not about himself or herself anymore. Okay? Leadership is about letting others shine on their own. It's about giving them the spotlight that they need to. And great leaders are cheerleaders. Okay, so what does it mean? So cheerleaders meaning they coach, they mentor, and they give feedback to their members, to their team members. Okay, so that's how effective leadership works. Okay, can we move to the next slide, please? So before we proceed, let's do a quick self activity. So you can do it in your free time or you can do it now as we go along. Okay, so the instruction is think of the leader you admire. Okay, so leader can be anyone. Okay, it can be your class president if you're a student. It can be your immediate supervisor if you're currently working na in a company. It can also be a leader in your organization. For example, the Hands In Inclusion Pilipinas. It can also be someone who is working in the Philippine government. So think of the leader you admire. Okay? So think of anyone. Okay, one lang. Okay, and then think of his or her qualities. So what does he or she have? Okay, and then think of his or her behaviors. So ano ba yung ginagawa niya? And then think about what does he or she say. Okay, so ano ba yung sinasabi niya? Okay, I'll give you an example based from my own experience. So I have this leader in mind. She is a leader in an organization where I belong to. So the qualities that she has, is she's very understanding. She's very patient. Okay, so she's very patient. She's a strong woman as well. She thinks of us first. She thinks of other first before thinking herself. Okay, so and also she stand and fight for what she believes in. So that's her qualities. And then what does she do? So she is leading us, all of the team members, by example. So she leads by example. Okay, and then what does she say? So she say, of course, motivational praises that you can do that. So even if we're even if hindi na kami naniniwala sa sarili namin, she's still there, and then she's saying na you can do that. I know because I believe in you. I believe in your strengths. I believe in your skills. So that's how that's how the leader that I admire. So your time. So think of it. So you can take a screenshot of this slide and then do it in your free time. And then think of the leader you admire. Okay, next slide, please. Okay. Okay, so can you go back please to the last slide? Okay, so in connection with this, so once you fill out these tables, do a self-reflection again. So what qualities do you have? Do you need to learn? And what do you need to improve when compared to the leader that you admire? So that's an activity that you can do in your own time. Okay? So next, please. Okay, next, leadership style. So now that we already defined what is leadership, what is effective leadership, so let's discuss naman about leadership styles. So leadership styles, for the definition, it's a leader's methods, characteristics, and behaviors when directing, motivating, and managing their team. So the leadership style is also is a determining factor in how leaders develop their strategy, implement plans, like paano ba gagawin yung mga plans, and how do you respond to changes while still managing yung mga expectation ng stakeholders, and of course, still thinking about the well-being of the team. Okay? Next slide, please. So you should be, I think you're asking me, bakit ba important to know our own leadership style? Okay, so bakit kailangan, di ba pwedeng sarili-sariling style na lang? Di ba pwedeng I can lead with my own style? Why do I need to have a leadership style? Okay? So, according to this, to determine the effect this has on those that you directly influence, and it helps you find leadership strengths and define which skills to develop. So if you know your leadership style, since you know your leadership style, you know your leadership strengths, okay? So that's something that you can give your full potential to. And then if you know naman the weaknesses in your leadership, you know that's kung saan ka mag-i-improve. So that's why important to know your own leadership style. And a tip also, if you want to know one easy way to determine your leadership style is to ask for feedback. Okay, so ask for feedback to the persons around you, to the people around you. So ask them, how am I as a leader? In your own opinion, how do I solve problems? In your own opinion, how do I handle you as my members? And then in that way, you can determine slowly which leadership style you have. Okay? Now that we're already discussing about the leadership style, next slide please. There are 4 most common leadership styles and how to find yours. Okay, next slide please. Okay, so there are 4. Actually, transactional is not included na. But there are 4: transformational, delegative, authoritative, and participative. Okay, so let's discuss this one on each as we go along. So take note, just a reminder, aside from these 4 leadership styles, there are a lot of different leadership styles that you can take a look into after we have this webinar. Okay, so let's start with transformational leadership. Okay, so transformational leadership, if nasa isa kayong group situation where may nakita kayong someone who took control, okay, he or she communicate with the group and creates a shared vision, create a unity, develop bonds, creating energy, and instilling passion to everyone. That person is most likely to be considered as transformational leader. Okay? So this type of leadership, or this style of leadership, has emphasis on change and transformation. Okay? So yung mga leaders na nag-a-adapt to this style ay nag-strive sila to inspire their followers to achieve more than they ever thought possible by tapping into their individual potential. Okay? So for example, I am a team member, and then what I have in mind is, this is only what I can do. Ito lang yung kaya ko. But if I have a transformational leader beside me, she will top me, or she will push me to reach my full potential because they inspired their followers, or they inspired their members. That's how transformational leader works. Okay? And then there are 3 characteristics of a transformational leadership. So number 1, focus on the future. So they are always looking ahead and thinking about what needs to be done in order to achieve yung goal ng isang organization kung saan ka nakabilang. May it be in the company, may it be in a non-profit organization, same as Hands In Inclusion, may it be in your simple classroom. Okay? Because transformational leaders inspires their followers. Okay? Next characteristics is they focus on change. Okay? They are comfortable with change and understand that it is necessary for organizational success. So nag-work sila para masigurado na yung followers nila are also comfortable with change. okay, and able to adapt to it. So according to John Maxwell, I know na naririnig natin to, change is inevitable. Okay, that's why transformational leaders can easily adapt to change, and they inspire their followers to also adapt to change. Okay, next, focus on people. The third and last characteristic of a transformational leadership. So they see the potential in each and every one of their followers. So they strive naman to develop yung members' individual strengths and abilities para ma-reach yung full potential nila as mentioned kanina. Okay, so that's how transformational leadership works. And let us proceed to the next style of leadership. Next slide, please. Next slide. The next style naman is the delegative leadership. So, ito naman yung type of leadership na let them do. Okay? So, ano yung sabihin ng let them do? Parang pabayaan, di ba? Or hands-off style. Okay? Ano ba yung antonym ng hands-off style? It's hands-on, di ba? So, for this one naman, hands-off style. So, yung style na to is the leader is giving his or her members freedom, okay, to utilize their creativity, resources, and experience to help them meet their goals. Okay, so parang the leader is, okay, sige, do it. That you can do it on your own, okay, on your own style, on your own process. Okay, as long as you achieve this goal. That's how delegative leadership works. So this is actually one of the least intrusive forms of leadership. Okay, so they don't micromanage or get too involved in the work of the member, of the team member. Okay, so this style can be successful if the team members are competent. Okay, so if the team members are really do know what they're doing. Okay, so if they're really competent, but the something that we can look into this lang, the challenge kasi is it can lead to disagreements among team members, may split or divide a group. Okay, since we give them their own decisions, okay, on how they do a certain task. Okay, and then so there's a different approach in a team, in each team members. Okay, so that's something challenging in this style of leadership. Okay, and also for those who are new, okay, example in a company, fresh grad, okay, so no idea yet about the work, okay, about the processes, about the no experiences yet. Okay, so it's so hard to do a delegative leadership for the new hires, okay, or for the fresh grad, because so there's a possibility na hindi nila magawa because there's no guidance, there's no enough feedback from the leader who shows delegative leadership. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, next style of leadership is authoritative. This one naman is a visionary leader. So his or her approach is follow me approach. Okay? So yung mga leader na nag-a-adapt ng ganitong style consider themselves as mentors to their followers. Okay? So in this way, leaders chart a course and encourage those around them to follow. Okay? So follow me. So follow my direction. Okay? So parang that's the approach of this style of leadership. Okay? Okay, so this also provides guidance, feedback, and motivation to their team. So unlike yung kanina, yung delegative leadership, this one's quiet opposite of the delegative leadership. Okay, and then it relies heavily on getting to know each member of a team, because this style of leadership allows a leader to provide guidance and feedback on a more personalized level. Okay, so personalized based on the members' personality, based on the members' characteristics or work attitude. So it helps individuals to succeed. Okay, So the challenge lang here is leader must exercise caution not to micromanage. Okay? Can we go to the next slide, please? Okay, next slide, please. Yeah, okay. And the fourth and last style of leadership is participative leadership, or this one naman is the what we call democratic leadership. Okay, so this one, it encourage leaders to listen to their employees and involve them in decision making process. So I actually feel that this is my style of leadership now. So this one's naman is requires this type of leadership requires leaders to be inclusive, utilize good communication skills, and crucially be able to share power or responsibility. Okay. And then also spontaneous, open, and candid communication. Okay. Next slide, please. Okay, so finding your leadership style. Okay. So first, so since we mentioned that the four most common leadership styles, again, take note that there are different leadership styles that you can search on. Okay, you can search on Google leadership styles, and then there are a lot of styles that you can study or work on. There's autocratic leadership, there's servant leadership, there's transactional leadership, and so on and so forth. So you can search on that. So for the four items that I discussed, these are just the most common style of leadership. Okay, now let's find your leadership style. So in finding your leadership style, whether you're handling a small or a big team, it's still important to have a leadership style. Okay, so first, be clear about your goals and what you want to achieve. So once meron ka ng clear vision, it will be easier for you as a leader to communicate your ideas to your team and inspire them to follow your lead. Okay? Second, experiment. So again, maraming different leadership styles, diba? As I mentioned kanina. And the best way to find your own leadership style is to experiment. Okay, so hindi siya ibig sabihin na, 'di ba? I mentioned kanina, my style is participative leadership. It does not necessarily na you should be also applying a participative leadership. Okay? So it really depends. Okay? So the best way to find your own is to experiment with different styles or with different approaches and see ano ba yung best for you as a leader and ano ba yung best style for your team. Okay, so you need also to consider your team, not just only yourself. Okay, and lastly, remember that leadership is not about being perfect. It's not about being a perfect leader, but it's about leading with authenticity. Okay, because when you lead from a place of passion and purpose, so others will naturally be drawn to you and to your message. Okay. Okay, I think that's it for the leadership style. Can we move to the next slide, please? Okay, next naman is the imperatives of effective leadership. So ano ba yung ibig sabihin ng imperatives? So imperative can be essential or a necessity. Okay? Ano ba yung necessity of being an effective leader? Okay, so may formula ba to becoming an effective leader? Okay, so etong apat na to, so every situation kasi can be systematically resolved. Okay, if yung leader ina-apply niya itong apat na imperatives na ito. And that's what we will discuss in the next slides. Okay, so build trust, clarify purpose, align priorities, and of course, unleash the talent. Okay, so let's start with building trust. Next slide, please. Okay, so building trust. So the first step to help other grows in their own abilities is for them to trust you. Okay? You need to understand also ano yung nagdadrive sa members mo or sa peoples, sa mga persons ng desires nila, peers, needs, wants, and why they react the way they do. Okay? You need to show that you care and understand their or others' perspective. Okay? So, paano? Paano ba natin mabibuild yung trust? So, it can be as simple as listening to them. Okay? Not just listening but you need to understand what they're saying. Okay? So, listen to them not just in their problems. Kasi diba we usually listen to other people if they have problems or if they have chismis, diba? So, that's how we listen. So, not just in those. Okay? Listen also in their experiences in life. Okay? Listen and then you can also share back. Okay? You can if you can relate to their experiences, you can also share your own experiences. In that way, both of you can learn from each other's experiences, mistakes, successes, diba? So may it be personal or professional. That's the easiest way to build a trust of your team members or the other person. Okay? Next slide, please. Okay, next, clarify purpose. Okay, so anything can be achieved if there is a clear purpose. Okay, diba in an organization, there's always a goal. There's a vision and mission. Okay, so for example, in Hands In Inclusion Pilipinas, for this Tara Lead webinar, diba, the goal is to what? To empower the youth, to share more about leadership, diba? So that's the goal of this webinar. Okay, so a good leader is one that constantly reminds others of the common purpose. Okay, so if you're the leader, you should be reminding them of your goal, okay, of your common purpose in the organization. Okay, kasi there's a possibility na, example, sa una lang natin, in-identify yung purpose natin. Okay, sa una lang. And then along the way, nag-iba-iba yung purpose or nakalimutan na yung purpose. Yung mga team members nakalimutan na nila yung purpose. Okay? So as a leader, we need to constantly remind them of the common purpose. Okay? And then the purpose must be clear enough for everyone involved to understand. Okay? It must be clear. Okay? So if you remember yung acronym na SMART, if you remember that, that's yun yung characteristic of a goal. Okay? So it needs to be specific. Diba? Kung naalala nyo, tinuturo to sa class. Okay? Specific. Dapat specific yung goal. And then measurable. Okay? Dapat na ma-measure yung goal natin. Hindi lang siya dapat, example for this webinar, kailangan may manood na ganito na mga audience. Okay? So if you have a goal, dapat at least 100 Facebook followers yung makanood. So that's how we measure. That's how we identify if the goal is measurable. Okay? And then attainable, relevant, and time-based. Okay? So that's how you do your goal or your purpose. Okay? Next, please. Next, aligning priorities. Okay? There should be no conflict between the measurement and progress and what is important. Okay? What is important is the team is working towards a clearly defined purpose and not whether you are succeeding or failing. Okay? So in the aligning priorities, okay, diba we have a goal, and then in order to achieve that goal, we have different activities. Okay? And then the leader should identify which are the priorities in order for us to achieve the goal. And the leader and then the team member should be in the same line, okay, as the leader. Okay? Para maayos yung flow in order to achieve that purpose or that goal. Okay? Next, please. And lastly, unleashing the talent, okay, or unleashing the full potential of the member. Okay, so empower people by utilizing their capacity. Understand that you can only succeed by relying on the talents of people around you. So understand that it's not just about you as a leader, it's not about your talent or skill as a leader, because your team members also have their own talents, okay, or their own skills. Okay, so allow members to take ownership, so give them a chance, okay, and help them grow in confidence and abilities. Don't make your team members your shadow. Okay, so allow them to shine, allow them to be on the spotlight. Okay, that's how you unleash the talent of your team members. Okay. Next, please. Okay, so just to share you a statistic from Zipia. Okay, so according to Zipia, 10% of us are natural leaders. Okay, so 10%. And then there's another figure, 20% of the people possess enough leadership traits to become great leaders with training and guidance. Okay, so ibig sabihin, 10% pinanganak sila na natural leaders na. So innate na sa kanila yung pagiging leaders. And the other 20%, sila yung mayroong mga leadership traits na with proper training and proper guidance can be a great leader in the future. Okay, so now my question to you, to everyone who's watching, which group are you? Are you in the 10% natural born leaders, or are you in the 20% people who possess leadership traits? Okay, next slide, please. Now, so we're ending the talk na about leadership. So the question is, who can be a leader? I know you're asking this to me. You'll ask this to me. So who can be a leader? Siguro tinatanong niyo yung sarili niyo. Pasok ba ako to be a leader, or am I qualified to be a leader also? Okay, so let's see the definition of a leader, or who can be a leader. So if you notice, combination na siya ng meaning ng leadership and effective leadership that we discussed earlier. Okay, so a leader is one with a set of skills and behavior that inspires others to grow in their abilities. Okay, so a leader can be everyone. It can also be you. Okay, and we believe in you. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, so before I end this talk about the basics of leadership, so I want you to do a self-reflection. So reflect in your own free time, or you can reflect after this. Okay, so what will you start doing now to improve your leadership skills? Okay, can we go to the next slide, please? So that's my question to you, to everyone who's watching via Facebook Live. So I hope that you learned something from me. So from the basics of leadership, okay, from the different styles of leadership. And I hope that you realize that anyone, including you, can also be a leader. Okay. And to those who would like to connect with me or to reach out to me for further questions, or who'd like to invite me for other speaking engagement, you can connect with me. You can scan my QR code and you can message me there. Okay? Again, thank you so much, Hands in Inclusion Pilipinas, for this invite, and of course, to the viewers of our Facebook Live. Thank you, everyone.
All right. Much needed. Another wow from Miss Christell Nogar. Thank you po so much. Sa mga nakasubaybay dyan, huwag tayong magsasawang lumaban sa buhay.
Tama ka dyan, Christian. Na-inspire naman ang mga ibinahagi natin ni Miss Christell, at tunay na nga napakasarap magibatan, malayang ihayag ang sarili, di ba? Kaya sa bawat isang nakasubaybay sa atin ngayon, kahit anong edad, antas o kapansanan ang meron tayo, padayon lang. Dahil at the end of the day, yung magiging success natin ang magiging motivation mga susunod sa atin.
Ayun, tama nga. And in terms of leadership nga eh. Leadership nga eh. So we have to be so in the end, when you become leaders, you also become successful din. So, tama yan. So, we'll invite you guys to leave messages, likes, thumbs up, and hearts para maipakita ang pagpahalaga natin sa magagandang ibinahagi ng mga speakers natin.
Tama po kayo dyan. At sa mga sa atin sa Facebook Live, kung meron pa kayo katanungan to Miss Christell, maaari po ninyo yung type sa ating thread ngayon mismo dahil tatanungin na natin si Ma'am Christell ngayon, today, ngayon na. Okay.
Alright.
Pero bago yan, may mga pabati muna tayo. Bago tayo Christian muna, na ikaw muna kasi.
Alright, let's see. Master Marcelo, let's see who did that. Alright. Hello, Mr. Adriel Aragon, watching from Imus, Cavite. Who else is here? Hello, everyone. Ayun, watching from on Mike Saysay High School. Hello po. Thank you, Miss Hazel. Vine Irish, thank you din. Watching from Manila High School. Hello po. Thank you for watching. GL Tumbokon. Sorry if I got it wrong. Good day watching din. Hello po. I hope you enjoy speakers. Ikaw naman, Nasher.
Hindi lang mga taga Manila High School ang nakinod sa ating. Meron pa mga taga Ramon Magsaysay High School po. Mabuhay po kayo lahat po and thank you for watching po.
Ayun. So, shall we proceed to the questions, Nasher?
Okay na.
Yun. So, hello TJ, this is your question po. Okay, sana po they allow you to read this, but I will read it for you also. What will you do or a way they will follow you without ordering them? How can you handle them or each people that surrounds you in a positive way? Ayun,
Okay. Thank you for that question, Timothy. Sorry. So personally, I actually like this kind of person. So those persons who doesn't need to alam mo yun, like utusan para gumawa. I like people who takes initiative. Okay? So that's something that's actually I find it in a positive way. I don't find it in a negative way that it will bypass me as a leader because I love as mentioned, I love people taking initiative. So in handling them, I just need to align with them. So I need to make sure that we are both in the same clear purpose, okay, and that we're also in the same set of priorities as I mentioned earlier. So in order for them to do what is right, of course, I need to guide them. I need to give feedback as well in handling them. Okay. Thank you. I hope I answer your question, Timothy.
All right. The next question actually comes from me again. It's actually a two-parter, but then I had to. Then I don't think Facebook got the second one. The first part would be: should leaders also be design thinkers? I'm not sure if you're familiar with with design thinking. Pero I think you can answer that first. I have another one followed.
Sige. So my understanding of design thinkers is someone who has is essentially a problem solving approach. If we have the same definition, Christian. So a problem solving approach. So which needs them to analyze problems and of course give solutions as well. So if your question is should leaders also be design thinkers, I think yes. Okay, just to share with you, I finished my master's in business administration at the age of 23. Okay, and then after that I noticed to myself like in terms of decision making, in terms of analyzing problems, I was able to do it better than I can before nung hindi pa ako graduate. Okay, so I think that's also one of the learnings that I had from my MBA or from my graduate school. So that's something that I want also leaders to innate, okay, or to show na they need to also be design thinkers. Okay, not just, I don't know if it's also in creative part, but most importantly in decision making processes.
All right. So I think I have another follow-up question. I just typed it in the chat now. Yun, how should the leaders deliver criticism? So we've
Yun
seen
ang
leaders
question.
try and accept criticism, yes, in a good way. But this time, how should they deliver criticism?
Yes. Christian, I love this question because I really love criticism. I love feedback, especially if it's about me, because I don't take it negatively. Okay, I take it always positively. I always ask feedback from my team members on a regular basis. Okay, so like, what do you think should I improve? Okay, as a leader. Okay, so I always ask them that question, and by asking that, I know now for myself what to improve instead of just analyzing myself, because different pa rin what other people sees about you. That's why uh, I love criticism. I love receiving criticism. Now, to answer your question and on how should leaders deliver criticism, it's actually something, well, let's paraphrase it to constructive criticism. Okay, so something na kapag binigay mo, it will make that person a better one. Okay, so sa pag-deliver ng constructive criticism, we need to be, of course, we need to be personalized. Okay, so how do you think, ask yourself first, kapag binigay mo ba yung criticism na ito sa taong to, how would he or she feel? Okay, so if you know that that person is uh, very naiiyak agad, 'di ba? Like soft, very soft. Okay? So you should take it, you should paraphrase it to something positive. Okay? So if you think naman that that person is very accepting of criticisms, or very like me, like who loves criticism. Okay? So you can deliver it as it is. Okay? So I think I answered your question, Christian.
Yep, yes, you did. Yes, you
Thank
did.
you.
All right.
Okay,
So,
yun, sa akin na lang po, yung tanong ko, why is your first experience when it comes to thinking solution po?
What is the first experience when it comes to thinking
Your
solution?
solution sa inyong, sa inyong work po, in your work.
Mhm. Okay, so every time I encounter a problem as a leader, okay, so hindi ako yung ano yung solution, or I don't panic, di ba? So in thinking a solution, you need to think first, what is the cause of that problem? Okay? So ano ba yung dahilan bakit nagkaroon ng ganung problem? And what are the possible solutions? Okay? Possible solutions meaning more than one. Okay, so I don't rely on one solution only. I have solution 1, I have solution 2, I have solution 3. In case the solution 1 hindi mag-work, I still have solution 2. And then if the solution 2 hindi mag-work, I still have solution 3, and so on. Okay? And then after that, hindi lang siya natapos sa pag-solve. Okay? After that, I reflect, and I take note para in the future, para if that problem won't happen again. I hope I
right.
answer your question, Asher.
Okay. Okay po, thank you po, Miss Christell po.
All right.
Um,
Let's
May
see.
mga question pa tayo. May mga question pa tayo before we proceed. May time pa ba?
Going once. Any more questions in the chat? Going once, going twice. Parang mukhang wala na ata. So,
Parang
let's
wala na
proceed.
yata, okay na. Okay
Okay,
na?
let's proceed. Let's proceed. Okay, many thanks Ma'am Christell sa inyong mga makabuluhang mga sagot. Bueno, meron tayong before continue, we'll have a short break and we will be back for more announcements and the distribution of our certificates.
Okay, dyan lang muna kayo. Magbabalik po kami sa inyong webinar, Tara Lead, makalipas na ilang para right after the commercial break. Mag-commercial muna tayo. Yung line po, pakitanggal na po, please. Okay na? Thank you.
Ayun. Hello and welcome back everybody. Welcome back po sa episode 1 ng webinar ng Tara Lead. Musta naman kayo po? Marami ba kayong natutunan?
Ay, sorry, Christian. Nakamute mo na ako. Okay, tama ka dyan, Christian. If nag-enjoy kayo na yon, well, definitely mag-enjoy kayo ulit. But wait!
Oh,
Napanood
bakit?
nyo ba yung baya para sa inclusion ng HNI?
Ayun nga. Yes. To recap what Barya para sa Inclusion is all about, this project aims to help PWDs who are less fortunate and unemployed due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Also, it is a fundraising project for Hands In Inclusion Pilipinas for being a formal non-government organization and its expenses for future projects. Yan.
Okay. For every amount, you can help PWDs and other Hands In Inclusion Pilipinas for its project at expensive in the near future.
Ay, teka, Asher, paano ba sila magdo-donate?
Narito ang mga paraan paano mag-donate. For e-money, GCash to 0906-645-44366. That's 0906-454-4366 or 0917-701-9684. That's 0917-071-9684. At sa may naman kadi number 0917-701-9684. That's 0917-701-9684.
Ayun nga. Alright. Para naman sa mga bank accounts, we have a Maya bank account with number 8013-4816-2992 and Union Bank account 1093-2025-0934. Did you get all that? If you didn't, don't worry. This screen will be up available again once we publish it on YouTube. Alright, Asher.
Okay, wait lang. Okay, email your proof of deposit at hands.inclusion@gmail.com. That's hands.inclusion@gmail.com with the subject of Baya para sa inclusion, your last name, your given name slash the date donated or i-message niyo sa Hands Inclusion Philippines Facebook page.
Thank you, Asher. All right. Bigyan na natin ng parangal ang mga speakers. Round of applause.
Okay. Great job po, guys. And maraming salamat po sa inyo lahat po. Kung hindi po magiging matagapay ang ating webinar na ito, kung wala nga ating magigiting na mga tagapagsalita sa araw na ito.
Yun. Kaya nga, sila ay ating gagawaran ng Certificate of Appreciation bilang tagapagsalita sa ating webinar entitled Tara Lead, Leadership, Empowerment, Attention for the Youth, and Deployment. Yun nga. Alright?
Teka lang ha. Sandali lang po ha. Sandali lang, Christian, hanapin. Sabay yung ating... Okay. This certificate of appreciation is awarded to Ms. Maria Bless Salvador Adriano in grateful acknowledgement for being a steward of inclusivity by imparting valuable knowledge regarding leadership, empowerment, attention for the youth, and development for the Hands Inclusion webinar Tara Lead, held on the 19th of November 2022. Signed the project manager of Tara Lead and the founder of current president of HNI, Mr. Roylan Marlan.
Ayun. Thank you, Miss Bless. All right. This certificate of appreciation is awarded to Ms. Christell Nogar, a grateful acknowledgement for being a steward of inclusivity by imparting valuable knowledge regarding leadership, empowerment, attention for the youth, and development for the Hands In Inclusion webinar, Tara, Lead, held on the 19th of November 2022. It is formally signed by our founder and president, Mr. Roylan Gorospe Marlang, and the project manager. He's also the project manager for this event. Thank you. Ayun.
Okay, sandali lang. Okay na. Okay, maraming salamat po sa lahat ng ating mga paunahin, mga guests natin sa araw na ito. Kung gito pa ang ibinahagi niyo sa amin, hindi po namin yan makakalimutan po sa ating lahat.
I guess that's a wrap for episode 1 of Tara Lead. But before we end this first part, I just want to invite our speakers, our viewers pala, not speakers, our viewers this November 26 for our part 2 of Tara Lead. Our guest speakers are Mrs. Elise Go of Hand and Heart and Mr. Panya Bunsiritum of City Hub Incorporated.
Tama ka dyan, Christian. If nag-enjoy kayo ngayon, well, definitely mag-enjoy kayo ulit dahil we have a very exciting speakers next Saturday po. Ay nako, don't let this opportunity slip, kaya attend na kayo dito.
Correct. It will be live via Hands In Inclusion Pilipinas Facebook page on November 26, 2022 from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m.
Okay, tara Gina!
Of course. Bueno mga kasama, don't forget to visit our social media sites of Hands Inclusion. We have our Facebook page, our TikTok, Instagram, and WordPress, our Kumu, our YouTube channel, our Twitter page, and our email. So don't forget to follow us, contact us, give us a like, share, heart, whatever you can do to help reach out to make us reach out to other people across the internet. So thank you again.
Okay, i-like, follow, i-share yun sa lahat ng mga social media account ng HandsinInclusion Pilipinas upang masuportahan namin ang inyong suporta. Okay, pasalamatan muna na natin ang Philippine Registry of Interpreters for the Deaf sa pag-provide ng mga sign language interpreters for the deaf para sa ating webinar. Pati na rin si Sir John Anthony Kabuga ng CBAP at ang iBody Philippines sa pagsuporta sa ating webinar for this day. Dahil sila nag-provide ng ating backstage director, Mr. Marcelo Gontinas. Pati na rin sila Ma'am Sophia Sabado, Ma'am Richa Agohayot, Ma'am Denise De Beria, at Ma'am Jonah Gacelaso, at syempre ang inyong lingkod bilang mga moderator sa araw na ito.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much. And here is where we end our first episode of Tara Lead. Sana may natutunan kayo sa ating mga speakers. And once again, ako po si Christian Chan.
At ako naman po si Asher Santos on behalf of Mr. Maru Rivera who had emergency to attend to. Maraming salamat at pagpalain na wala tayong may kapal. Pilipinas, God first!
HNI, God first. Paalam and good day.
Paalam
Thank you,
at
everyone.
magandang araw sa inyo lahat.
Good day and
Thank you.